When the Tennessee Titans and Buffalo Bills took the field on January 8, 2000, the AFC wildcard contest marked the NFL's first playoff game of the 21st century. The game would go down in history for other reasons, though.
Do the Titans have a miracle left in them in what has been a magical season to this point? If they do, they need it now.
The extraordinary events of that Saturday in Nashville propelled one team to the Super Bowl, while plunging the other into a years-long death spiral. The fateful AFC wildcard game was the first postseason game in Titans history. After playing a couple 8-8 seasons as the Tennessee Oilers following the franchise's controversial departure from Houston, the 1999 season, the team's first as the Titans, felt like the club's official arrival in the Music City, because they made some noise that year. The 13-3 Titans were the best non-division winner in NFL history, an up-and-coming team led by quarterback Steve McNair, running back Eddie George, and defensive rookie of the year Javon Curse. Meanwhile in Buffalo, the 11-5 Bills were still holding on to the failed hope of the 90s. After infamously losing 4 straight Super Bowls to begin the decade, Buffalo largely remained an AFC playoff mainstay, but the Bills entered Nashville dealing with a completely avoidable quarterback controversy. Despite starting Buffalo's first 15 games of the season and winning 10 of them, fan favorite Doug Flutie was benched in favor of Rob Johnson, who played well while Flutie rested in the meaningless season finale a week prior. Head coach Wade Phillips later admitted the decision was made by team owner Ralph Wilson. Still, Phillips never went back to Flutie against the Titans, despite Johnson struggling to the tune of 131 yards on 10 of 22 passing and 6 sacks, one of which was for a safety. Nevertheless, a memorable one-shoot throw from Johnson set up a Steve Christie field goal to give Buffalo a 16-15 lead with 16 seconds remaining.
Wade Phillips, who was under so much fire this week for his decision, in which we said, no matter what you think about it, it is a courageous thing to do to make a change at this point in time. It's never been done before by a coach's decision, and the Tennessee Titans are just crushed. 16 seconds left. They still have a prayer, but not much more.
The Titans and their fans were stunned. Their hopes of a long playoff run were now reduced to either a miraculous kick return, a Hail Mary, or a quick couple first downs and long field goal attempt. About that, a pooch kick by Christie was supposed to limit the chances of a long Titans return, but Tennessee and special teams coach Alan Lowry had a trick up their sleeve. A play dubbed home run throwback that they had been practicing every week in case of emergency. The kick was fielded by Titans fullback Lorenzo Neal, who then handed the ball to tight end Frank Wycheck, whom the Bills' coverage team swarmed like moths to a flame. What they didn't realize was that Wycheck wouldn't have the ball for long. On the opposite side of the field, wide receiver Kevin Dyson found himself in the right place at the right time. Dyson was supposed to trail receiver Isaac Byrd by 10 feet, but was actually out of position and standing much closer to Byrd, who himself was only involved in the trick play because multiple options ahead of him were unavailable. When Byrd slipped on the turf, Dyson was there to catch Wycheck's crossfield pass. The play was originally designed to gain enough yards to set up a game-winning field goal, and Dyson admitted he considered stepping out of bounds at one point to do just that. But with every Bills player, except Christie, on the other side of the field, Dyson saw daylight and a path to the end zone. And he took it, scampering 75 yards down the field to score one of the greatest touchdowns in postseason history.
Dyson and Byrd are deep. Taken by Neal. He gives it to Wycheck. Wycheck, that looked like a forward pass. Taken by Dyson. Dyson down the sideline. Dyson's gonna go all the way. And there is no flag.
The play sent Adelphia Coliseum into a frenzy, but had Phillips and the Bills enraged. From their vantage point, Wycheck had clearly thrown an illegal forward pass, which should have been flagged, bringing the play all the way back. Even ABC's Mike Patrick assumed a flag was coming at first glance, but replay confirmed the call on the field. Wycheck to Dyson was a legal lateral pass. With 3 seconds remaining, the score read Titans 22, Bills 16, and that's how it would finish. In Nashville, the party was on. the Titans carried the momentum all the way to Super Bowl 34, where Dyson and company came up 1 yard short of a championship. Tennessee also advanced to the divisional round or further in 3 of the next 4 years. In Buffalo, where Bills fans were only beginning to get over the heartbreak of wide right, another chapter had been written in their impossibly tortured history. The Bills fired special teams coordinator Bruce DeHaven shortly after the loss, released Hall of Famers Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas, and Andre Reed, and embarked on an 18-year playoff drought. Phillips never won a playoff game in his head coaching career, which spanned 6 teams, and his subsequently rotten luck with quarterbacks became known as the curse of Doug Flutie, haunting Phillips personally, but also the Bills as a franchise until Josh Allen came along. A debate over the legality of the Music City Miracle rages on to this day, with Western New York unanimous in their dissenting opinion. Phillips often referred to it as the Music City mistake, and even kicked NFL officials out of Buffalo's practice facility when they used footage of the play as part of their annual review and rule change seminar. Science exonerated the Music City Miracle officiating crew in 2004, when NFL Films hired a computer analyst to confirm that the ball did not travel forward. If it was a forward pass, perhaps some karmic justice caught up to the Titans years later, albeit on a much smaller scale. When the NFL decided to commemorate 16 events as part of its centennial season in 2019, a Week 5 clash between the Bills and Titans in Tennessee made the cut as an ode to the Music City Miracle. A Titans go-ahead touchdown in the 4th quarter of that game was called back after it was determined quarterback Marcus Mariota crossed the line of scrimmage before making the forward pass. 2 years later, a Titans punt return against the Bills was flagged when it was determined a lateral pass had indeed traveled forward. What are the chances? When it mattered most though, on a winter day 25 years ago, the call on the field stood. And for the tens of thousands in attendance, plus the millions watching on television, no one will forget where they were when they witnessed the miracle. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button.